I'm so cold. I sit on the cold white tiles of our bathroom. I can hear the steady drip, drip, drip of the leaky faucet of the tub. It sounds so loud now, almost like the crash of a cymbal. Each blasted drop mocking me. Mummy is gone. Daddy is too. Sissy and my little brothers as well. It's just me now. All alone in my bathtub. Somnium. The day I woke up here started with Mum and Dad scaring me with their arguing. Dad said,
"Damn it, Daria. I have to go to work. I won't be gone that long. Can't you just keep it together for one fucking day? Mum will be here in an hour or two."
please don't go. I don't feel well, Mum said with a bit of a stutter. Her dark, brown, almost black eyes filled with tears. Fresh cuts lined her already scarred, pale, thin arms. Her hand shook as she rubbed her fingers over the inflamed tissue.
"No! Laziness will lead to us losing everything. You know what Pastor told us last week. Not like you care anyway. Just shut up and take care of the kids and get this fucking house cleaned up."
His voice boomed. He grabbed his lunch bag and thermos and slammed the door on his way out. Mum stayed inside and just whimpered in her rocking chair. She drew her knees to her chest and started chewing on her fingers. My younger brothers John and Paul got up, hungry for cereal. I told them to join me in the kitchen and gave them both a small bowl. After breakfast, Mum seemed more agitated. Baby sister was very fussy, crying uncontrollably every time Mum would put her down. I grabbed a toy that had a mirror on it and it seemed to soothe her a bit. I settled into watching a show on PBS. I could hear my mother running a bath, calling out to John, Paul and Luke, telling them to come take their baths. To save money and time, she often bathed several of us together. I'm a big boy now. I'm 7. I get to take a bath on my own. Little Sissy still has her baths in the sink since she's just 6 months old. The cowardly, the unbelieving, the vile, the murderers, the immoral. She trailed off as she carried out John, wrapped in a towel, limp and pale, and took him to his room. Those who practice dark magic arts, the idolaters and all the liars, Mum said as she then carried out Paul the same way as John. They will be consigned to the fiery lake of burning sulfur. She stuttered in a voice that didn't even sound like her. She sounded possessed. Mum didn't seem sad anymore. Her black t-shirt was soaked with water and what appeared to be thick white foam of some sort. She seemed like one of those zombies from the scary movies I sneak in and watch at Grandma's house. Legs shuffling instead of walking like normal. Her glasses were completely crooked on her face. She came into the living room where I was sitting with Sissy. Mum picked her up without any care, and Sissy began crying and screaming again. I felt something very bad in my stomach, almost like when your tummy does a flip-flop in an elevator. I heard loud splashing and Mum mumbling incoherently. I decided to go see how brothers were doing so I didn't have to be alone in a living room. When I walked into John's room, dread filled me from head to toe. He was lying there on the bed with his eyes and mouth open, foam coming from his nostrils. He was a bluish-grey colour and had very dark bruises on his neck and shoulders. I panicked and rushed into the bathroom. "Mum, help! Something's wrong with John. Please, Mum, help!" I half screamed. The unbelieving, the vile, the murderers. She trailed, slurring with a crazed look in her eyes. "Mum, what are you talking about? Please, come help John," I cried, exasperated. I walked closer to her and tried grabbing her elbow and dragging her to John's room. It's then when I saw my beautiful little sister floating face down in the tub. She was the same eerie shade of grey as John and my other brothers. "Mom, what's wrong with Mary?" I bawled as I took a staggered step backwards. "Come take a bath, Noah," Mum muttered in a guttural tone. Something inside me told me to run. I took off out of the bathroom and sprinted as fast as I could into the dining room. I tried to get to the wall phone to dial 911. Mother was right behind me. I couldn't believe she could run that fast. I tried to run around the table to escape her grasp, but her legs were longer than me and she grabbed me. She yanked me by both my arms and dragged me hard back into the bathroom, even though I attempted to escape, kicking and screaming. "Mom's gonna kill me," I realized. "Please, Mommy, don't kill me. I promise I'll be better. I love you, Mommy. Please don't hurt me," I shrieked. The last thing I heard before I went under the brown foamy water was Mother wailing, "My children!" Then a few seconds of garbled Bible verses. Immediately I experienced the worst horror of my life. My entire body burned and my lungs felt like they were going to explode. I flailed and tried my best to get a breath of air. All I was met with was cold, cruel water. I opened my eyes and I could see Mary's face near mine. I got so tired, so fast. I couldn't fight anymore. "Why doesn't Mommy love me?" was the very last thought I thought before I was consumed by darkness. And then I woke up here, laying on the bathroom floor. It doesn't hurt anymore. It's just so cold. The dripping never ends. I already tried the doorknob. It's locked. Where is everyone? I said to myself, we're all here. The child whispered behind me, and as I turned around, I realized my nightmare was just beginning. Where is everyone? Noah says to himself. We're all here. A boy whispers from behind him. As he turns around, he realizes his nightmare is just beginning. Who are you? Noah stutters, tears filling his eyes. Shock and horror fill his pale face. He's almost gray and has dark bruising about his neck and arms. I'm sure I look just as bad as he does. I smell of sulfur and thick, black, sticky sludge drips from my short, honey blonde hair. At least I'm not trapped in that dark place anymore. My little sister Kiki stands behind me shivering. She is silently crying. Why is it so cold here? And why is the dripping from the bathtub so loud? There are 2 little boys here. They look younger than my sister. She's only 4. They are pale, just like this child in front of me. I'm Belle. Where are you? Do you know why we're here? I ask. I'm Noah. Mummy hurt me and I woke up here and I can't get out. I've tried everything. I've tried and tried, but the door is locked. He replies through sobs. My daddy hurt me and Kiki too, I said as I motioned towards her. Why are you red and burnt, and what is that black stuff all over you? He asks. Before I could answer, the tub starts overflowing with deep brown water. It spills all over the stark white tiles of the bathroom floor. Get away from the bath! Noah shrieks. The cold is unbearable and grimy. Gritty water pulls at our feet. Then a woman's voice fills the room in a roar that shakes us to my core. My children! Where are my children? The sound reverberates, and it causes agonizing pain. We all cover our ears with our hands. It wasn't always this way. How did we end up here in damnation? I squeeze my eyes shut and try hard to remember what happened that led to us being in the dark place. And then here, in Noah's bathroom. Daddy started out the day with breakfast as usual. He made us eggs and gave us juice. Sis spilled her eggs all over the floor and Daddy was mad.
Damn it, Kiki. I'm already late. I don't need this today.
He muttered dirtily. Kiki ignored him and got down from the table. I finished quickly and Dad got us dressed for daycare. Mummy wasn't home. She left to go with her friend Nicole on a plane for work. She would be back that night. Our day at daycare went as usual. We played with our class, had some lunch our Daddy packed, and then took a nap and colored. He came to pick us up at around 4:30.
I got a babysitter. You girls are gonna stay with her while I go to a baseball game,
he said as he drove us home in his truck. Can we go? I want to go to the game, I whined.
No, I'm going alone. Your mother will be back tonight,
he said sarcastically. Daddy, when baby brother is born, is he going to go to the games with you? I asked, trying to please him.
No, shut up already,
he snapped. I decided to just be quiet as Kiki had fallen asleep in the car seat and Daddy was obviously aggravated. We got home and Dad was rushing hurriedly to get ready before the babysitter arrived. He put on a new shirt I'd never seen him wear. His cologne smelled nice. And he had on his new glasses. He kept talking to some lady I didn't recognize on the phone. I got a bad feeling in my tummy because Daddy never acted this way. He usually watched movies and cuddled us. Today, he was just angry. The babysitter arrived.
I'll be home late. Kiki, Belle, I expect you to be good. You eat, then you go to bed,
he instructed. We had pizza that the nice lady ordered, then a bath and put on our nightgowns. I got tucked into bed and fell asleep to my nightlight casting cloud shapes against my ceiling. I woke up to Mummy and Daddy arguing.
I told you that I didn't want another kid. I want a divorce. I don't fucking love you anymore,
Dad boomed. I know you're having an affair. I checked the credit cards. Who is she? Mom cried.
No one. There is no one,
he replied.
You will never see your kids again. Never.
Mom screamed. Then she made an awful loud moaning noise. It sounded like she was screaming with something in her mouth. I decided I would get up. I walked down the hall and entered into my parents' bedroom. Daddy was sitting on top of her. Her face was down towards the bed, but I could see her eyes were wide open. She struggled, trying to turn back over, but Daddy was too heavy. I was so scared I couldn't speak. Mom stopped moving shortly thereafter. Daddy, what's wrong with Mommy? I managed to squeak out. He turned around and looked at me with midnight eyes, the darkest I've ever seen. He looked so angry.
Damn it, Belle. Go back to your room. Get your shoes on now.
I ran towards my room and rushed to get my slippers on. I sat on my bed shaking like a leaf, absolutely terrified that Dad would do that to me. I heard a very heavy thud, thud, thud down the stairs, then the garage door opening. I peeked out the bedroom window and saw Dad put the blanket from his bed all rolled up on the floor into the back of the trunk. I started crying very loudly. Kiki walked in the door, rubbing her eyes sleepily. "Why are you crying, Belle?" she asked. "I think Dad hurt Mommy," I said in a whisper. Just then, Daddy stomped up the stairs. He walked into my room and grabbed my blanket from my bed. He picked up my sister roughly and put the blanket around her. I cried even harder.
Come on. We have to go. Shut up.
He snarled. Dad grabbed me by my arm hard and pulled me down the stairs, still carrying Kiki in his other arm. At the bottom of the stairs, I tripped on one of my slippers, and at that point, he half dragged me. He loaded my sister into her car seat. And then, as he was climbing up into the truck, I realized Mom was wrapped in the blanket on the floor of his truck. I screamed. Dad rushed to strap me into my seat. As we took off into the night, I looked at my room one last time. The clouds from my nightlight still swirling against my window. I was terrified. I was nearly hyperventilating, but I tried to calm down because Kiki was obviously very scared as well. We held hands as Dad muttered incoherent words to himself. He slammed his hands against the radio and a song I'd never heard before started playing.
Pounding out aggressively turns into obsession. Cannot kill the battery or the family.
He sang along with the song in a voice that didn't sound like his own. We ended up in a field of dirt with big oil tanks. Daddy got out of his driver's seat, opened the back door where Kiki was sitting, and proceeded to hold the blanket from my bed over her mouth and nose.
Smashing through the boundaries, lunacy has found me.
He sang off tune. Kiki quickly stopped moving, and Dad came over to my side. He opened the door. "No, Daddy, please. I love you. Please don't hurt me like you hurt Kiki. Please, Daddy." I begged. He looked me in the eyes as he proceeded to smother me. I fought back as hard as I could, my lungs craving a breath of air, even biting my tongue. I was not strong enough. Daddy's eyes were the last thing I saw as they blurred into nothingness. The next thing I knew, I was suspended in dark, thick muck. Kiki's hand was clutching mine. I could not see her as it was too ill-lit, but I just knew it was her. Her hand was frigid. So was I. I had no consciousness about how long we had been there. If I tried to move, I just banged up against the metallic side of what I assumed were the tanks I had seen in the dirt field. At some point, it all went black, and when I awoke, I found myself here. This milky white tile, in this damned bathroom. with Noah in his Somnium. Get in the car, Michael. Get up in your car seat, Mom says with a smile. I rush to get my boots on, and Mum twirls my blue scarf around my neck. Does Alex get to go too, Mummy? I asked, hoping he gets to join us. Of course, sweetie, Mum replies. We have been stuck at home the last few weeks, and I have been looking forward to getting out into the crisp autumn sunshine. I run to our beat-up red Mercedes Protege. I pull open the door and get into my seat, waiting to get buckled in. Mother puts Alexander in his. She comes over to my side and buckles me in, kissing my cheek and ruffling my hair with her hands. Her face is puffy and red. I heard her crying this morning on the phone with somebody I didn't know. I thought today would be another day of peanut butter sandwiches and dirty pajamas, but surprisingly, she came out of her room 3 hours later and bathed us and got us all dressed up. Boys, we're gonna go get pizza at Antonio's and then go play at the lake. Really, Mommy? I want pepperoni. It's my favorite, I shouted excitedly. I know it is, baby. Today's going to be a good day. We go to Antonio's pizzeria and eat our fill of delicious cheesy slices loaded with spicy pepperoni. It's been so long since we've had pizza. Mummy just keeps smiling at me and Alex, and I feel such joy. Come on, boys. Let's race to the car, she says and takes off running. We all sprint towards our tiny car, and I beat both of them. It's getting cold outside, and our cheeks are all rosy pink. Mum scoops me and brother up in a warm embrace. You know I love you both very much, right? Yes, we love you too, Mummy, I say, shyly. I'm not used to her saying these things. Often me and Alex feel like we are in the way, like we are a bother to our mom. Dad doesn't ever come to see us anymore, and since he moved out, Mum just isn't the same. For a few weeks she seemed very happy, but lately she just won't get out of bed. She buckles both of us in our car seats. As she gets to the driver's seat, the phone rings. Hello? What do you want? She asks.
I've been thinking, Susan. I'm not mad at you about what happened this weekend. I just can't pursue this any further. Have some self-respect. Think about your actions. You need to stop trying to sleep with married men. I told you I don't want to raise someone else's kids, and I don't want you to call me anymore. The strange man says, Tom, you bastard. What are you talking about? I'm in love with you. Please don't leave me, she screams. I have to go, Susan. I don't have time for this, he says before he hangs up. Mum starts sobbing uncontrollably. Then my little brother starts crying too. This was scary. Her tears turn to maniacal laughter. Her eyes look so dark in the rearview mirror as she catches my gaze. A cold chill runs down my body. She reaches over and turns on the car. Mom? Are you okay?
No reply. Mummy, are you mad at us? Nothing again. Mother starts accelerating while driving. She is shaking and mumbling things to herself that I can't quite hear over the radio. Alex starts crying louder. Shut the fuck up, Alex! She screams. This is all your fault! Tom wouldn't have left if you had never been born! I can see the lake coming up over the dashboard. Mum pulls off onto the boat ramp. She parks and hurriedly gets out. She runs first to brother's side and rolls down both passenger and rear windows. Then comes over to my side and rolls the window down too. She reaches over the driver's seat and does something to the gear shift. The car very slowly starts rolling down the ramp. I did not fully understand. Why did she get out? And why is the car moving without her in it? I feel a bump towards the back of the car and I turn my head to see what is Mum running up and bumping the back of the car to make it roll faster. We catch eyes again. She smiles at me with a wide-toothy grin. She slowly waves goodbye to us. Now I am terrified. I don't understand what's happening. The car crashes off the ramp into the lake. It doesn't sink right away. Alex is screaming so loud, and I'm screaming too. The sound of the water rushing into the car is deafening. The icy lake fills the car and swirls around our chests. I try so hard to get out of my car seat. I can't undo the buckles. I grab on to Alexander's small hand and scream, Mummy, help us! Before our heads get completely covered, I heard a muffled, My children! The biggest trial of my young life is now at hand. I'm fighting for my life. I am tugging and pushing on my seatbelt, trying to get out of my seat. I can't see and I can't breathe, and I'm trying so hard to get free. It's agonizing, burning pain. I get so tired and just can't fight anymore. Water floods my lungs, and I soon stop struggling. The world goes dark. Drip, drip, drip. The sound of a faucet fills my ears as I take a huge gasp of bittersweet air. I'm violently shaking with cold and I'm completely soaked. I hear a small whimper in front of me. There's a young boy I don't know crying and tugging on the doorknob of a bathroom that is ghostly white. I've never been here before. Where am I? Who is he? And why is he so blue? I look around the room and see a bathtub dripping loudly beside the boy. There are two girls, one older than the other. They look bright red, burnt, and are both dripping a dark slime from their hair and clothing. Alex, where are you? I sputter as water comes out of my mouth and nose. I turn around and see him huddling in the corner. He's blue, just like the boy at the doorknob. I try to get him up, but he is unconscious, shivering. Where is everyone? Noah says to himself. We're all here. A whisper comes from behind him, and he turns around. He realizes his nightmare is just beginning. Who are you? Noah stutters, tears filling his eyes. Shock and horror fill his pale face. He turns and stares at me for a moment before the older girl introduces herself. The younger girl starts crying. I'm Belle. Where are we? Do you know why we're here? The taller blonde girl asks. I'm Noah. Mommy hurt me and I woke up in here and I can't get out. I've tried and tried, but the door is locked, he replies through sobs. Daddy hurt me and Kiki too, she says, motioning to her younger sister. Why are you all red and burnt? And what is that black stuff all over you? Nora asks. Before she could answer, the tub starts overflowing with deep brown water. It spills all over the stark white tiles of the bathroom floor. Get away from the tub! Noah shrieks. Dirty ice water floods our feet. I rush back towards my brother. A woman's voice fills the room in a roar that shakes us to the core. My children! Where are my children? The sound reverberates, and it causes agonizing pain. We all cover our ears with our hands. The screams of everyone in the room combined with the woman's inhumane guttural shrieking and that never-ending drip, drip, drip have me convinced that I committed a sin and now I'm in hell. Mother always told us about hell, but she was wrong. It's not lakes of fire. It's brown, frigid water and rotting children, and the devil is this woman. I'm here. We're all here. In Noah's Somnium.